Alright, today I'm going to go over a short video, kind of an elementary approach, introductory approach to how to hunt pressured southern public land bucks in pines. Stuff around pines and SMZs. Alright, so not in the swamp yet. Right now I'm going to look at something you see a lot in the south. And this is, you know, pressured pines, pine plantation type stuff. This is obviously loblolly. It's had a fifth row thin through it. But there's a little food plot here behind me. So one of the things I see happen a lot, and I did this early on years and years ago, was I'd see a food plot and I want to sit over that food plot. All right, but you're gonna see a little bit of sign around the food plot, and I'm not saying you can't kill a big deer on the food plot during the rut or just a freak of just by happenstance, but for the most part, what I'm thinking about when I think about this food plot is I'm thinking about a defined direction of travel for does. So does are going to be coming out of the creek, coming out of a thicket, and they're going to be coming to this food plot. So what's a buck going to naturally do? He's going to cut those trails that are going from the doe bedding to the food plot. So I'm going to pay attention and try to find a defined bedding area for the does. If I'm going through here and I'm jumping a lot of does, well, you know, doe bedding changes sometimes year to year, different time of the season, but for the most part, if you find a crap ton of deer holding up in an area, doe family groups, then I know, okay, I need to hunt downwind of that doe group. So that's just kind of how I think about it. You might see some sign, a lot of scrapes and stuff around these food plots like this, but that stuff's probably going to be done, a lot of it at night. So anyhow, this is just, I'm just letting y'all know. I'm not going to say I've got a ton of questions. You hear a lot of people say, I've gotten so many questions. No, I really haven't. I've gotten a handful of questions about kind of how I hunt this type of stuff. And probably more questions on how I hunt swamps. But we're just going to come off this food plot and see if I see anything that sticks out to me. When I'm scouting like this, not every time when I'm looking at stuff like this do I find a spot that I think's going to be really good. But I do like what I see, and I'm not seeing any old flagging and stuff like that. Then I'll probably make a mock scrape on the downwind side of the doe bedding, or a faint buck trail where I can tell they're cutting doe trails, and I'll hang a mock scrape right there. But if I see anything, I'm heading off of this food plot and I'm going down into this branch, because that's probably a lot of gun hunters and some bow hunters they're going to hunt out here in the wide open where they can see. People like to see, they like pretty views. I can bird watch at the house, so I want to get down in the nasty stuff and the thick stuff where a buck feels secure and he's not being fooled with. So we're going to get down in this branch and see what we see. I'd suspect there'll be some kind of old rubs or old scrapes running this edge of this SMZ right here. I'm gonna look down there and see if I see anything that I like, but I'm also looking at the wind direction. So, you know, north would be back this way. So I'd have to come in on this south side, or I could come in off this west side across the branch. But let's go down here and check and see what we see. Alright, so just as I thought and suspected, this is a pretty big scrape right here. It's been worked a bunch. You can tell over the years. You got your looking branch. Alright, so food plot's back up there. Thicket's over here. Thicket there. Northeast wind would be going this way. So that makes perfect sense. That buck's cutting down the edge. He's scent checking anything out there that could be coming in heat. And he's popped right back into security right through here. I still want to get on down further, but I'm not saying I would hunt on this. This might be somewhere I'd hang a camera or something like that, but I want to get down further in the branch and just check that out too. But this is just something, this is an area I'd monitor. I hang a camera, I start getting big bucks showing up. I might look at what time, if a big buck does show up, I might have a camera on it all season. And then I'll know for the next year about what time, you know, there's no pressure in here, when I need to be in here. All right, so somebody's got a mineral lick here, and got a big ladder stand looking towards that scrape down there. So this would tell me I would try this early before the gun hunting starts. And after that, probably wouldn't hunt this. So when you're out here, before we go to the swamp, I just wanted to add, that's why it's important to gotta cover all the bases when you're scouting. Find out as much information as you can. Important to know where other people are hunting, because most people they're not gonna think about it systematically, purposefully, and it's just important things to know where you're gonna put your time. But I mean, this spot still could be good early, but it's probably nowhere that I'm gonna risk putting a camera up on that scrape. It'd be somewhere I'll just out of the blue stumble up in here before the gun hunters start and give it a whirl. All right, on to the swamp.